Created everything, but I called you my own. That land I gave you, put my name on it, my home. Yeah, that's my home, Israel.
Hey everybody, I am so sorry in the beginning. Let me just say this. New neighbor. Apparently this person is a talker and has a yapping dog. So I am so ready for this next chapter like you have no idea. But for now, it is December 11th, 2023. I kind of hear like an echo, which is kind of new. And I don't know why. I haven't moved anything. But anyway, it is, I think, around like 7:30 or something like that. So this is going to go up as soon as I'm done editing it and everything else. But whether you catch it tonight, because you're nocturnal like myself, or if you catch it the next day, I just want you to know these 3 phrases have been ringing in my head practically all day. And it's just talking about the past, present, and the future. And to me personally, this is what I'm going through because I have been feeling, I want to say the last couple of months, where I'm just like, I want to just ransack everything about myself. Like, when I say that, it's more so I just want to get rid of the bits that I cannot really come to grips on certain things. It's just like the unwarranted stuff that I have either been going through or I have been actually like putting myself through. I just don't want to do it anymore. So the bulldoze, that's the first word that started formulating, and then it turned into bulldoze your past, right? Now, when it comes to the upcoming series that I'm going to be doing in January every Monday, still haven't decided on the upload times yet, but I will definitely post it somewhere so you guys can be in the loop. But I'm going to go into more detail about my certain childhood traumas. And I'm going to be going into more so my childhood traumas and how I used them to be able to morph into the woman that I currently am today. And it's a triumphant story, but I just want to go into more details when it comes to that, right? But anyway, that's the reason why I want to bulldoze my past, because it just gets to a point where, yes, I have used it as a positive for most of my life. However, there are some things that I have to let completely go of that has happened within the past 4 years, and I need to come to terms with, if I don't let it go, like completely, like be okay with it, and I'm working every day towards it. But I know if I don't let it go, I'm not going to be able to reach a certain potential of self that I want to get to. And also, on the other side of the coin, when it comes to bulldoze, is I already know that everything that I have accomplished thus far prior to hitting a certain milestone that's coming in 2024, it's just like, okay, if I was to able to do all that I have done academically, career-wise, and so forth, now mind you, monetarily, you know, it was, again, this is going to be another episode in the series, but where I go into more detail, it was very short-lived. And the battle between knowing what was purposeful, what was vanity, this and that sort of thing, I'm in that realm as well, because I rather have peaceful interactions, peaceful environments, peaceful things that I can do to help me along my journey. To me, it's not necessarily the finances. Now, mind you, some people would be like, girl, you need finances in this economy. I get it. However, I am actively choosing not to be, set up in that realm right now, because I am concentrating on grounding and stillness and not having the responsibilities that I have had for all of my life since age 9. I have been working. Yes, you heard me right. I'll go into more detail later in the series that I mentioned. But bulldozing your past, that just means that you are turning over a new leaf. And I'm talking about myself, but I'm also trying to help somebody else. But yes, you could use your story, right? However, when you get to a certain point, there is a new formulation of past that you will have to, speak on a later date. So for me, with this series, with the milestone series, it's going to be one that, okay, I laid it all out there. That past stops here, and now I'm beginning this journey, right? And I think I want to do it that way because I think it's important for people to know where I'm at now, and then y'all can truly see the transformation that I may be going through from that point. So that way you guys can understand my background to where it's happening now, and you understand why I'm, have the quirks that I do and so on. I just want to be transparent with that. So that's the first phrase. Second phrase is grab present. And this is a common thing with a lot of people. It's like they feel that they don't have the time to, what am I trying to say? They don't feel like they either have the patience, they don't have the time, they don't have the wherewithal, they don't have the energy to be in the present. They're always looking at a problem that they've once had, or something that they're, expecting or projecting that something may go down, right? And I've always been a person that reflects on a lot of things, especially on what is currently happening. What can I currently do to fix what's happening? What can I currently do to make my situation better? I'm in the thick of it. I'm in a battle with this, that, and the third. I'm enduring this. I'm having to deal with this. This is like we juggling. Maybe do a little barbecue chicken. You know. But yeah, the present just needs to be grabbed, because a lot of people, and I can attest to this, given the most insane trial and tribulation little period that I've gone through thus far, and it's been a lot. But anyway, people are saying, like, from the year 2020 until now, it's just like we don't even feel like ourselves anymore. You know what I'm saying? And luckily, I had such a strong sense of self before this all happened. I was able to climb out of it a little bit faster than, somebody that may not have that regard about themselves. So I'm encouraging people to stay grounded and stay still in the season that you're in. Feel what you're going through. If it's a great time, live it up. If it's an okay time and it's a balance between, you know what I'm saying? It's okay. If it's not the best season for you right now, please feel it. Lean into it. Get through it. All spectrums, you have to get through it either way. Of course, you don't want, bad times to come upon you. You don't want to be stressed out and this, that, and the third. No one wants that. But that's just a part of life. You know what I'm saying? So just be centered, and I'm not speaking like centered like the feng shui gurus and whatever this may have you. I'm talking about looking at yourself, re-evaluating yourself and evaluating yourself, and understanding what you need to do right now, so that way, which is the other phrase I'm about to bring up, is be a good steward of your future. Now, I'm not saying you can't. I don't want to say worry, because the Bible says don't worry about nothing. You don't want to be apprehensive or in a way trying to calculate, plan out. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, I'm a planner, more so with traveling and whatnot, but you can have goals. Please set goals. Have something to look towards, right? But I'm saying be a good steward of your future. And that starts with having the groundness of yourself in the present, because you have no clue what you're going to morph into. I'm talking about in a positive way. Now, in a negative way, if you guys need help with that, please seek extra professional help, right? I'm talking about you growing into the man or woman that you have always dreamed that you would be, right? And these are for people that, feel like they have a true purpose. Most people are still figuring it out, and that is okay. Please figure it out, right? And I've heard people a few years ago, they were like, a lot of people never find their purpose. And that has been the most scariest thing to me to ever hear, coming up, because it's just like, people don't know their purpose. And that's probably because I didn't have the background noise of the instant gratification that, the microwave society hears today and goes through today. So I'm lucky. I'm so grateful that I've had that experience. So I know for myself, for whatever God is preparing me to be, or whatever he is guiding me to speak about, whatever he is guiding me to, expound on, so be it. You know what I'm saying? And I just hope that he continues to give the skills by either me using my voice, by me either using my creativity, my active deeds, whatever may have you. I just hope that the steps that he's guiding me to do, he will be sure that I'm ready. Even though I may not always feel ready, eventually it becomes second nature to me, whatever I have put my mind to, because of course it's not me doing it, I'm just a vessel. He always lets me feel the little jitters and nerves, and then I do it. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I'm a nervous person overall. It's not that I'm afraid to go out the box. I'm not afraid to, do what I need to do. Whatever I put my mind to, right? I don't need to feel like I'm not enough. I don't need to feel like I am not going to get anywhere, that I'm stagnant, because that's not true stewardship. You need to know that whatever is for you is for you. And of course, if you keep at it, the faith that you have about it, your belief system that you are grounded in, and so forth, your stewardship will increase, right? Now, mind you, I understand the long game completely. I understand that you have to put in a lot of time for certain things. Sorry, I was interrupted, and it threw me off. It threw me off the track that I was going on when it came to the future phrase I was telling you about. But anyway, it's being a steward of your future, right? It's like this. Say you have like will to do something, right? You don't have no means to do it. You don't have a way to go about it. You have no idea what's going on, right? Because you're dealing with past stuff and you're too worried about trying to get to an end goal. That's what I'm trying to say. When it comes to grabbing the present, back to another phrase I just mentioned, that's what helps in your future. That's the key point. That's the bridging between the past and the future. I'm not saying you need to hone in on the future all the time. Like, for example, a lot of people plan for retirement if they can. I don't see how people can at this point, because just to me, the world is just going, you know what I'm saying? But for those that are still trying to endure, those that are still trying to push through every single day and not conform to the things that are happening that you guys see every day, right? That's how you become a good steward, because you are being trusted with substantial things. It's not surface level, right? You're being responsible for carrying certain weights on your shoulders, certain plights, certain tribulations, certain lessons. The list may go on, right? So yes, all of that does not is not fun, right? What you're going through is not, it's just, it's hard, right? But I'm telling you, because I speak from experience, whatever I have faced, whatever I have gone through, trust me, I'm going through stuff right now, actively. And just some days I feel like I cannot handle it at all. But God gave me the skills years back to be able to face what I'm facing currently. No one can tell me, they cannot devalue me, they cannot take my experiences and flip them to the point where it's negatively going to impact me, right? Because people that know me, I am a firecracker at times. Because I will tell you about yourself. That's a skill that, I don't know if that's just a personality trait or whatever. The woman that has had to be by herself for so long, to not have people in that village, in that support system, I had to develop skills to regenerate, if you will, pick myself up, rebuild, crash down, rebuild, and crash again, only to be rebuilt again. That's all it is. So I don't want to say I'm good at stewardship, but everything that God has given me, test-wise, material-wise, accomplishment-wise, I have had to take it and develop it into something bigger. Now, mind you, I've always been a person where if I impact just one person, if I make somebody laugh, if I make somebody think, if I make somebody, wow, I never thought of it that way. You know what I'm saying? If I broaden someone's mind, because this mind right here, it's real expansive. Whatever, trade that I want to get into, I've done it. Whatever genre of whatever, if I want to deep dive into it, I do so. Like, there's nothing stopping anybody from learning something new. There's nothing stopping somebody from developing something new, fresh. You know what I mean? And I've always been a mix of my mom and dad, right? And I never understood it really until I got older. It was just like, oh, this is where I get my business mind from. Oh, this is where I get my big personality from. This is where I get this, that, and the third, A, B, and C, right? I'm not gonna let, because those gifts that were given to me, I'm not gonna let them go to waste. I'm not gonna let this brain go to waste. I'm not gonna let my writing skills go to waste. I'm just speaking for example, because once you tap into something that you can curate, when you tap into something that makes you happy, when you want to have the urge just to help, or the urge to make people laugh, or the urge to teach something, you know, that is a purposeful thing, right? And I'm always going to be an advocate to tap into that. I'm always going to be a person that's just like, I rather somebody do something and it flop, and 9 times out of 10 it's not going to flop if you're consistent. You know what I mean? Eventually you get so much no's, but something is going to say yes, right? You gotta control the present, not in a sense of you gotta micromanage everything. I'm just saying you have to own up to what is currently happening to you, so that way you can get to a next chapter. You can feel like your brain is developing. You can act like the person that you need to be. And acting, I'm not saying be a perpetrator. I'm not saying be disingenuous. I'm saying you feel in your being that it is the right direction to go. Now, mind you, it is not going to be you making the choices. Of course, you have free will, but God is going to guide you if you let Him. Because I know firsthand, if it was just me making the decisions and me just willy-nilly and tossing in the wind, that never worked for me. You know what I'm saying? That has never worked in my favor. It took longer to get to the end result without God in it than it is with God in it. So that's why I'm speaking about Him more frequently, because I could not have gone through the phases that I have gone through even prior to picking up the book, prior to actually calling on Him for help. There was no way that I would have been able to battle my illnesses. There is no possible way I could have survived my childhood. There's no way I could have gotten out of high school. You know what I'm saying? There's no way. And even now as an adult, there is no way I could have practically just been in the situations that I have been in and Him not guiding me, because I have escaped extraneous stuff. Some people would be like, what? Huh? Yeah. So everything that He has given me, I don't take lightly. I don't. I have to realize that, hey, here you go. It's right here. Hello, take it so you can do good with it. That's what I'm saying. He's like, here. All you gotta do is, yeah, okay. You may not know what it looks like. You may stare at that thing. You may stare at that developmental skill and be like, what is this? What are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? Just roll with the punches, because it's going to develop into something beautiful. And then the cycle is just going to repeat itself. You're going to bulldoze your past, because you're going to look back and be like, I went through that, and I'm now this. You know, I developed into something that, you know, is so much greater. You know what I mean? Because you honed in on your present. It was like, I'm here now. I'm being realistic with myself. This is what needs to be done. I need to be this way. I need to work on this. I need to do this. God help me, right? And then your future plays out because it's already written for you. There is no rhyme or reason besides God's will for you. That's it. That's all you need to worry about because it is written for you already. So why are you fighting? Because I'm telling you now, God got more reach than you. You cannot reach him. You cannot box with him. It's over with. First round, first second, it's over. TKO. So stop fighting him. Stop fighting his son. Let them do the work, and it will fall into place. Now you as the vessel, because I can get into a whole thing of slothfulness. We're not going there. That's what, no. That's what we're not doing. I'm not saying just kick back and just look up at the sky and just wonder, you know, okay, it's gonna happen. No, you have to actively be along for the ride. You have to actively choose A, B, C, D, E, or F, and all the above. Now, with each choice, and I'll end on this, with each choice, if it's not the particularly choice that, I don't want to say right or wrong, because I don't believe there's any wrong choices that someone can make, because whatever happens, it is built to make you stronger, period. And there's a certain time period where you have to be in the woe and be in the morning, but you got to get back up, period. So the choices that may not have been ideal in the beginning, right? It's still going to take you to the end result. It's just going to take you a little bit longer because obviously there's a lesson that needed to be in that time period for you. Now, if you get into the habit of being obedient and being in line and being in tune, right? It's easier to make those decisions. It's easier to remain focused and to concentrate on the purpose in which you are doing in that current season, right? Now, mind you, with the milestone that I'm hitting, I promise you, I felt like I could not grow anymore. I felt like my brain tapped out when it came to maturity, when it came to the way that I conveyed a message, the way I worked with my work ethic or my idea. I felt like I was tapped out because it's just like, okay, I think I'm a decent human being. You know what I mean? It's like, dang, what else can I develop into? When I tell you, when I thought I was in my prime, no, I feel my prime just peaking. I don't even want to say peaking. Let me backtrack. I feel like it's right there. It's starting to turn up into an uphill. You know what I'm saying? And that is a great feeling. And I'm glad that he reminded me that no, you got more to do. You got people to reach. You got things to say. You've been shut up for years on end. No more. You know? So I hope that encourages somebody, because I couldn't go to sleep tonight without saying that to somebody. It's just, and I feel tons better because I already know, as I told you guys before, I look back, and I'm going to look back on these videos and be like, yeah. something in her at that moment clicked. And just for myself, you guys are along the journey with me too. So whatever I say, just watch. Just watch. So I'm gonna edit this video. I'm gonna go to bed. But until the next one, take care.